Well, hey, I just finished a very interesting group build that I wanted to share with you. Why is it so interesting? Because you have to build a model from start to finish in 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. I just participated in the 17th annual 24-hour group build that's on Facebook, and it's always, every year, it's the same time as the 24 hours of Daytona. Now this, like I said, this is the 17th annual group build on this. I've done it for a few years. It's a blast to do. I highly recommend you at least try it once. It's amazing what you'll learn. But 5 guys started this probably, 18 years ago. Here's a picture of them: Carver, John, Gary, Chip, and Jeff. And they invite everyone to participate, whoever would like to. But anyway, I ended up building the Revell 37 Ford. You gotta watch what you pick on this 24-hour group build. That's my advice I give you. You can't pick a kit that would take forever to build with 10,000 parts. So I chose this kit, but I want to get the camera turned around and show you what I did, because I think you might like the build. As with any build, you got to start off with glue in the halves. And the neat thing about this kit, you actually have 2 front ends to choose from. I'm leaning towards the grill or front end that you see there in the yellow truck. There's the 2 grills. I'm mocking up, and like I said, I think I'm going to go with the yellow front end. So that front end there is going to go into the parts box, and I have a whole complete another front end to put on this truck, which is really nice. This kit here that just came out is the exact same kit that I'm building. I'm just doing an older version. So if you like this build, you can pick that kit up right there, and you have the same kit that I'm building right now. And a reminder, that's the kit I'm doing. But both kits are the same. The wood grain on the bed is wonderful. The decal sheet on this kit is excellent. Look at the wood grain on that decal sheet along with the surfboards. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to use the decals or just paint that wood grain. And I'm kind of leaning towards real wood. So I got my squares out and cut out the exact piece of wood that would sit on that bed. There it is. It chipped a little bit, but I'm not worried about it. It's sitting on the bed now. It's all perfectly square. That was the main thing. And once I get it on there and fit, I see how many slats I need. Looks like there's 6. So I mark those and I cut those out. And there's that chip piece. Again, that's not going to bother us. And I go ahead and start getting my wood ready, get some paints out, and start kind of going with a gray color, grayish red. Now before I paint this, I want to take that rubber running board there and rough it up. So I'm taking those ribs and I'm kind of cutting them down and roughing that up, because that whole running board would actually be kind of a rubber piece. Now before I also paint the wheels, I want to get the holes drilled for valve stems. Now I can paint the wheels, and I painted it with that Testor's Extreme Lacquer. Again, my favorite spray paint. If you've seen any of my videos, whenever I spray bomb something, that's the paint I like to use. That's Star Spangled Banner Blue. It's kind of a dark metallic blue. I also painted the dashboard same color. The interior tub is a little bit lighter shaded than that blue Testor's Extreme Lacquer. I was going for the door panels in that lighter blue. That's the icy blue. Very pretty blue. The blues in this line is just wonderful. But the door panels are going to be a little bit lighter. Put my chrome into Purple Pond, getting everything de-chromed. And I went ahead and primered up everything. And now I'm over the kitchen sink spraying everything. And I'm using the salt technique. I wanted to spray it all with a sprayer and just sprinkle salt on it. There's the spray paint I used, and that paint dried in 5 minutes. But it took 2 or 3 hours for that water to dry. I'm pulling out all my Mexican seat blankets that I've done up in the past. I did a video on putting a Mexican seat blanket on a model, and I'm trying to figure out which blanket I'm going to use. Kind of something with a bluish tone. Now I'm rechecking on my chrome. And it looks like it's ready to roll. My interior tub was dry, so now I'm painting the rubber mat in there. I didn't have a flat black, I just had that gloss black from Vallejo. Little trick here is I took some
You can use any flat or whatever to mix in with your paint right there, like I just did on the left, that Lucky Varnish, which is a matte or a very flat. And I mixed the two and I was able to get a flat black. There's my seat blanket I used. And see the seat on how it's got brown going around it? The seat blanket isn't going to go all the way to the end, so I went ahead and painted the end of the seats a tannish brown color. Now I'm getting ready to do valve stems. I've done a video on valve stems also. This is my little valve stem trick. Super simple, easy, works every time. Take some toothpicks, as you see there. Color the end of the toothpicks with a black Sharpie. Now remember, I've only got the holes drilled, and these are painted and dried. And I just, as you can see on that top wheel, I just slip the toothpick into the hole, and it's just going to barely stick out. Remember, valve stems are really small, so when you're looking at 24-25 scale, it's pretty tiny, but it's a very neat visual impact. And there they are put together, and you can see it looks pretty convincing for a valve stem. There's a little bit closer picture. I know I get a lot of compliments on it, and a lot of guys try it and they love this trick. A lot of guys use wire, and that's fine too. I used to use wire, but I'd have a problem with my wire moving around eventually and falling out. There's the caps I'm using, and all the tires are on, and now I'm messing with my interior. Putting the seat blanket on, and the gauges. Again, decal package. Excellent decals in this kit. 2 different gauges. That black set of gauges I'm just thinking about using, or this white set of gauges. I ended up going with that white set of gauges. They show up a little bit better against that dark blue. A little trick here on your gauges, just cut that out that you're going to use and just white glue it onto the back. Don't worry about treating it like a real decal or anything. Just glue it on, paper and all. You'll have something nice and sturdy, and you can't go wrong. It's super easy also to do. Once that's dry, you flip it over. There's what you got. It's very convincing. And I didn't have to worry about cutting out circles or anything. The diamond glaze there, I love using this diamond glaze for this little technique. I drop some drops of the diamond glaze into those 2 little gauges, and I'm going to let that sit for a couple 3 hours, and that will dry crystal clear. My chrome I ended up spraying, just a really cool silvery chrome, and now I'm black washing everything. I'm getting ready to start spray painting. The salt's finally dry. There's the paint I'm using, XF60 Tamiya. That's I think it's called dark yellow. And again, great decal sheet. See those 2 Ford emblems? I'm going to go ahead and put them Ford emblems on, but before I do all the weathering and everything, I want to start getting all my paint scraped off and salt scraped off and everything that might have landed where them emblems are. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint everything right over the salt and all. It's getting late too in this 24-hour build. And now all the salt is scraped off, and there's what I've got. It's showing that primer underneath. The few scrapes and scratches, that's what you got. Getting everything mocked up here. We're pretty much going on our home stretch now. We're numerous hours into this thing. More mocking up. See how them gauges are crystal clear now? That didn't take but maybe 5 or 6 hours. Very, very convincing. Looks like there's glass now over those gauges. Getting the bed together, getting my wood slats put in. I just threw the wood slats in randomly. It doesn't matter, again, because we're going for kind of an old look. Another neat thing about this kit, that interior tub, it has separate door handles and window cranks. Had to put all 4 of those in. Those aren't molded into the door panels. So very nice touch on that. Also, there's separate door handles on the outside. So that's another thing I love about this kit. Coffee time, trying to stay awake here during this build. Cool license plate that I had custom made. It's going on the back. Get my tail lights put on. We're about done with this puppy. There it's sitting on the ground. We're all plated and ready to roll with tail lights. And that custom license plate, I got it made from my favorite decal company, STS Scale Model Decals. I love that company. I highly recommend STS Scale Model Decals, guys. They will custom make any decal you want. I had him making me a whole sheet of just all kinds of custom license plates, and it's worked out great. Any state you want, anything you want to say or anything. There's the truck. It's finished, sitting on all fours. Let me know down below what you think about it. There's an overall view up from the top. I love that top view. It's kind of slammed down into the weeds. Another neat, also cool thing about this kit, it comes with also a different whole set of tires and wheels. So you can also get another set of tires and wheels. Tailgate down, tailgate works. But she's slammed down to the ground and ready to go. Nice decal on the dash. Let me know what you think down below, guys. And there's, again, the kit I used. Highly recommend it.
We're looking at all these cool models.
Don't you have a channel? What's your channel? Is your channel Throttle Power?
Yeah, it's where we got the power for the throttle. Is that what it is? Is the channel all about the power?
All about the throttle.
It's all about the throttle. Yeah, I don't pay attention.
Who are you? Is this the guy that cuts the styrene and gets his fingers glued together? This guy glues his fingers together all the time. He's going to show us how he does it. Here we go.
Keep gluing your fingers together and keep hapking. Oh, geez, I screwed it up. Cutting the styrene. And we'll see you on Throttle Power.